Hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report. It's not coming to you from La Paz. As a matter of fact, I'm in Texas at the moment on our way to Indianapolis, but this is going to cover the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sport Fishing fleet in La Paz, Baja, Mexico for the dates of the 28th of March until April 8th. 2023. Wow, April's already here. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for checking in, and a big how you doing, and hope you have a blessed, safe, and peaceful Easter with you and yours. Anyway, as I said, I tried, you've known me for a long time. We've been in Mexico for about 30 years, and I try to do a fishing report almost every single week. Well, the last couple of weeks, they've been a little bit more spaced out for a couple of reasons. Number one, we've been on the road for almost 4 months now. Since January, we've been doing shows all over the United States at these big hunting and fishing shows. Most recently, last week, we were in Long Beach for 5 days at the Long Beach Convention Center. Had a fantastic time. Thank you so much for everybody who came out. It was so good to see so many friends because the Bart Hall fishing and boating shows have been closed for a couple years, so it was great to see everybody once again. Had a fantastic show. Talked for 5 days, and now we're on our way to Indianapolis for the National Rifle Association, the NRA show in Indianapolis that's going to take place over 3 coming days. Anyway, okay, so we've been on the road for all these weeks, all these months. So it's been a little hard to, you talk in the booth for 10 hours straight, come back to the hotel room, get a little work in, and you just busted tired. And then we're traveling. When we're not in the shows, we're moving from one show to another show, either flying or in most cases driving. Like we just spent 3 days. I think we drove like 1,400 miles from Long Beach, California to get here to Texas. Now we're on our way to Indianapolis. So a little hard to get in these fishing reports. Number two, I do these reports almost every single week, and I get tired of doing them. It's getting monotonous. I get a little bored telling you that there's no fishing going on. November to April is our off season. No question about that. The winds are blowing, and it's been the roughest, coldest, windiest winter that we can remember. Just like in the States, it's been a really tough winter. So, I like to be able to give you some information, put some meat into these fishing reports, and not tell you a little bit more than, hey, the wind's blowing, nobody's out fishing, everybody got blown off the water, only windsurfers and kiteboarders are out there, and that's no fun. But I like to tell the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I like to give you the straight up and the straight skinny on what's going on. It makes no sense if I tell you fishing's great and you go down or you book with us and you get blown off the water, you catch a couple of these when you're expecting a lot of these. So I like to give you the straight scoop on what's going on. So again, that's another reason why I've waited a little longer than normal to these fishing reports. The other reason, as you can tell, I still don't have my voice back. I lost it over a month ago at the Orange County show at Costa Mesa. Had a great show. The first day, I completely lost my voice. I mean, I didn't even have this much of a voice left. And since then, we've had a couple of shows like the last one, 5 straight days in the booth, talking for 10 straight hours. That's a lot of handshaking, a lot of hugging, a lot of how you doing, what's up, high-fiving, talking to people nonstop about what's going on in the PAZ, how we're doing, how they're doing. And my voice is shot. So I just figured I had a cold, lost my voice or whatever. So here in Texas, I stopped in at urgent care, and it turns out I not only had a respiratory infection, but I also have bronchitis. I just figured it was normal wear and tear from being on the road. We're in hotel rooms, we're eating Denny's Grand Slam meals at midnight, we're eating cold pizza. Everybody thinks it's elegant and it's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to be on the road, but it's also a lot of wear and tear on us. And I figured, well, I'm getting old. I had my birthday about a month ago. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm getting older, and just figured it was wear and tear. Well, it turns out I had a little more than that. So I'm on medications right now. They gave me a bunch of antibiotics and some other things. So hopefully by the next time you hear me on these fishing reports, I'll have a little bit of voice back. And I hope so, because we're coming up on this big show, and it's only a 3-day show, and everybody goes, well, Indianapolis, that's kind of far away from the ocean, isn't it? Well, yes, it is. It's very far from us in La Paz, Baja, Mexico, but they're expecting people from all over the world at this convention. In fact, over 3 days, check this out, they may have up to 90,000 people attending this convention. So we're really excited about that. It's really good exposure for us. And it's a show we've never done before. So anyway, those are the big reasons why I haven't done the fishing report as often as I normally do and as often as I normally like to. Okay, so big excuses for that. Anyway, let's talk about what's been going on down in the PAZ. This past week, if you've been down in the PAZ, you're used to seeing all of these empty beaches. You're used to seeing kind of a quiet town. As I tell people very often, we're tourist friendly. We're not touristy, big difference. But this past week, there's spring break, there's Easter. This has been going on actually for about 2 or 3 weeks. But if you can imagine these empty beaches that we've got, a lot of them are packed. When I say packed, I'm talking shoulder to shoulder, tents, barbecues, RVs, boom boxes. It's like, what Muertos Bay looks like. Usually nobody's on the beach. Imagine the second coming of Woodstock. That's how tight it is. And in Mexico, it's not like in the U.S. where everybody has, a little designated camping space. And this is yours, this is theirs. And this is where the path is. And this is how you go over to the bathroom and the showers. And here's the picnic area. In Mexico, the beaches are owned by the public. So you can set up anywhere you want to. They can't prohibit you. So if you want to set up your tent, you go out the first day and you've got your tent and your little barbecue and you've got all your stuff. Nobody's going to stop the next person from setting up 6 inches away from you or a foot away from you or turning on their boom boxes or whatever. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong about that. But if you're looking for privacy and you're looking for a secluded Mexican beach, spring break and Easter are not the time to be down. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody's having a good time. My folks, my crew back there in La Paz are saying it's very, very festive, but it is a very, very different La Paz than what a lot of you might be accustomed to or what a lot of you are seeing on brochures or travel websites or whatever it may be. Anyway, that's going to calm down a little bit. But the big thing is the winds have still been blowing. And that's the big thing with fishing. If the winds are blowing or it's so rough, the port captain's shutting down all boat traffic, you're not going to get out. We've had to cancel a couple of trips that have come up, or we've had to tell people, I do this almost every day. People ask, listen, can I go fishing tomorrow or in 3 days? And I have to look at the extended wind forecast and go, listen, I'd love to take your money. It would be great to get your booking, but I'll be honest with you. The wind's going to be blowing. You got 2 kids with you. I want you to have a good time. Why don't you just hang on the beach, grab some tacos, listen to some music, rather than get outside and get bounced or blown off completely. Or even if you can fish, the fishing's not really good right now, especially if the wind's blowing. You might not even be able to get any bait. The key to fishing during the off season is to find a date that the wind's not blowing. Now, I look at the extended forecast. I have about a 8 to 10 day extended forecast, and I look ahead to see when the winds are blowing. So if you call us, you want to go fishing, I look ahead and I say, hey, listen, this day might not be so good. That day, not so good. But if you wait 3 or 4 days and you have some flexibility in your vacation, that 4 or 5 days waiting might be a lot better. And sure enough, there are some fish biting. I have no doubts when these winds finally calm down, usually the end of April, beginning of May, when these winds calm down, there's fish to be caught, because whenever we do get that lucky person out there, and a lot of times people only have 1 day to fish, we don't get all the fishermen that we normally get during the season, where guys are fishing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Usually this time of year, it's snowbirds coming down, spend a couple of days, and they want to go out 1 day. Well, if we can get them out on that 1 day that the wind's not blowing, or at least it's abated a little bit, there's some Dorado out there. There's some nice horse yellowtail still hanging out. And some days can be really spectacular in the yellowtail. They're running 10 to 30 pounds, larger fish being caught. There's snapper, there's pargo, there's cabria. There's some big Sierra out there. So if you can get on that 1 day, if the winds aren't blowing, there can be some really very, very fun action. As for other things, like I said, I anticipate the winds are going to start dying down. Each week, it's probably going to get a little better, a little better. Now, the winds aren't going to completely abate completely. It's still going to be a little bit windy, but we're going to have fewer days where the winds are blowing. So I'm looking forward to that, because our season really is going to start kicking off. We've got a lot more people starting to come in at the end of April, and in May, we're June, July, August, September, October. Those are our fishing seasons. And we've still got a couple openings, but a lot of those dates are filled or filling fast. So if you want to get in touch with us, you want to come down this year and come fishing with us, go scuba diving, snorkeling, just enjoy La Paz, get in touch with us as soon as possible. Don't wait. Check your vacation schedules. Talk to your boss. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. Talk to the wife and kids, or talk to the husband or your boyfriend or whatever. Get your dates squared away and get in touch with us as soon as possible. Okay, real quickly, this coming week we're going to be in Indianapolis at the Downtown Convention Center, Indiana, obviously, and it's going to run from Friday through Sunday. It's just a 3-day show, but they're going to be packed. As I had mentioned earlier, it looks like they may have maybe 90 to 100,000 people coming through there. A lot to see, a lot of cool toys, but we're going to be there. Hope to have you come down as well. It's going to be from the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April. We're on our way, and we're going to see you there. And then after that, finally, 4 months on the road, I finally get to go home and get back to La Paz, and let's get this fishing season underway, okay? Oh, by the way, got our first rooster fish this week. Wasn't a big one, but at least we know they're coming up. So I know a lot of you are coming down, especially in May and June, to get that rooster fish. So fingers crossed, hope the big boys are moving in soon. In the meantime, God bless, have a great Easter. Thank you for checking in. You take care of each other, and we'll catch you next week. And hopefully, I've got a better voice for you as well. You take care now. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute.